What happens if you see that? That's a difficult place to get out of, right? But it's pretty much the same way that we're executing our typical bunker shots, except we got to be a little more conscious of how we're starting with our face. Okay, this is a shot that I, once again, don't expect to get right next to the hole when we hit it. But we want to get this out and try to get it close to the green, get it on the green and as close to the pin as we possibly can. So keeping the same direction, let's say we were going at this first pin here. You should be able to see it from the back. I may not be worrying about that pin and maybe be more conscious of the center of the green and trying to get this ball to land on the center of the green or stop somewhere there. There's a ridge behind it that might help it slow it down. And if that's my target, I want to get it on the green to be as close to it as possible, but in a safe way. If I go left of the pin, I run the risk of falling off the green that way and adding to the score. Once again, trying to chip on and then one or two putt, that always adds to the score. So we're trying to get it on the green from here. What I recommend doing is we're still going to take our stance pretty much the same. Okay, we might play it back a little bit. Okay, a little bit further back in our stance. Another thing we might do, rather than having that open club face, I'm going to kind of square the club face up or hood it a little bit, which means close it in a little bit, okay? I'm really going to try to purposely dig this ball out, put a lot of energy behind it with the hope that I can carry the edge of this big lip here and get it on the center of the green, okay? So stance is still wide. I'm still going to squat a little bit. I'm still going to have that open stance there, but instead of open, I'm going to close it and have my hands lead a little bit on this one. Okay, and my whole intent is to hit really down on the back end of that, just like if we had our circle there like we did before, back into that circle and really hit down on the golf ball. And I'm probably going to have that lower finish rather than a high one on a shot like this, okay? So square club face, open stance, kind of closed in a little bit there, nice low, and we're right where we wanted to be. Okay, that was great execution. All right. Now, in those instances, sometimes, especially at a facility like this where the sand is pretty reliable, we have a new drainage system, new as of last year, and you know the sand quality is really good for the LPGA ladies. There are instances where you might be able to take more of a traditional shot and still get it on the green. So I'm not going to hood it this time. I'm going to take more of that traditional setup, open my stance, but now I'm still conscious of hitting behind it and making sure that I'm really steep into that ground there, okay? So once again, back into that circle, same aiming point though. I still want to be cautious and get it on the green. So now we're going to open that face up, back into the circle, low finish. And that one came out really well too, okay? Touch it. Oh! So from that back camera, you see that's two different ways of doing it. They both ended up in the same place. Okay? So the biggest thing with bunker play, you know, sand carries it, right? For all greenside bunker shots, sand should be a part of that travel to the green. Okay? I don't necessarily like saying that you're hitting the sand, not the ball. We used to say that a lot, especially growing up. And there's some truth to that, but I want you to feel like you're hitting enough ball to send the ball on the green. So I like to say, feel like you're sending sand and the ball to the green, okay? If the sand can touch the green, then I know that the ball is probably going to get there as well. For some of you that have that issue of hitting it heavy or big backswing and stopping, a lot of times for you, the ball doesn't get to the green, nor does the sand, okay? So thinking of those two things getting there, rather than thinking of the ball or that sand not going anywhere, right? That sand only got there, ball didn't get on the green. That gives you an idea of how much acceleration that we need, okay? So that's a good reference point. Think about, to get it on the green and to hit it solid, I'm gonna need the ball and some sand to both touch the green, okay, from a greenside bunker shot. All right? On to the next thing.